Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is Breath of Life Conversations, a Shits and Giggles edition. All right, everyone. So I thought long and hard about what it was that I wanted this first Shits and Giggles session to be about. And I decided that I'm going to talk about how irritating it is for me when people tell me that they're in pain and they haven't taken any pain medications. So we're gonna do this in like less than 15 minutes. Because I want to get it out. I just want to get it out, okay? And I don't want to beat a dead horse about this, but I want to tell you exactly why this shit irritates the hell out of me. So I am setting a timer, y'all. I am setting a timer because I want to do this right. So first off, I have to say that I'm a nurse and I'm an emergency room nurse. So I am a real nurse, right? Like I'm a person who has to ask all the questions, get to the down and dirty very quickly. I need to know whether or not you're dying. Okay? I need to know whether whatever it is that brought you in is going to kill you in the next 30 seconds. Because if it is, I got shit to do. I got shit that I gotta do for you. So, when I ask you the question that we all have to ask, every nurse asks this question because somewhere in the 1990s, some big pharma executive thought that a pain scale was going to be the greatest way to make a shit ton of money. And he was correct because you know this was a man. You know it was. Anyway, I digress. So, we have to ask the question on a scale of 0 to 10, what is your pain level? Now, I go the extra mile because I know that some of y'all out there have nothing to compare pain to. The only thing that you have to even say that you were ever in pain is a stubbed toe or a paper cut. And so to you, a stubbed toe or a paper cut is a 10. Okay, I know this. I know this. So I go the extra mile for y'all. I say on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being no pain at all, and 10 being me cutting your arm off with a butter knife. Okay, that's a 10. Now, the reason why I do this is, like I said, because some of y'all have no like, concept of actual pain. And I am so happy for you. I want to make that very clear. Some people think I'm an asshole, but I actually am like very, very happy that y'all out there have nothing to compare real pain to because I have seen real pain. As a nurse, I have seeing some of the worst things that you could ever see, right? The loss of somebody really important to you. I have seen people come in with like decapitations and like half amputations and things like that. I have seen people who have been going through the worst kinds of pain that the body could go through like cancer, and really tough cancers like pancreatic cancer and osteosarcomas or like the bone cancer, right? All of this, okay? You telling me what number of pain you're in, it's not the part that pisses me off. The part that pisses me off is when you say that you are at a 7 or higher, which, just to be clear, is severe pain. If you don't believe me, go look it up. Look up the pain scale and look up what each number means. 7 is severe pain. This is pain that is going to make it difficult for you to do anything in your life. Anything. It is going to hurt to like think. It's going to hurt to breathe. It's going to hurt to move. It's going to hurt to do anything. This level of pain means that you are not capable of doing things in your life, in your world, okay? And now granted, understand that like everybody's pain levels and tolerance is like different. We're not even going to talk about that, okay? We're not even going to talk about that because it's not important. I don't actually care about like your number 7 versus somebody else's number 7. The thing that the 7 is that it is so severe for you that it is difficult for you to do things. That is what that number is supposed to tell me. It doesn't actually matter about whether or not you have a high pain tolerance. So also, just side note here, if you feel like it's necessary to tell me or any other nurse that you've got a high pain tolerance, no, please don't. Please don't. It's so unnecessary. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, now you've told me that you're in severe pain, and my next question to you is going to automatically be, have you taken anything for this severe pain that you're experiencing? Ladies and gentlemen, if you tell me no, I'm gonna be so irritated. Like, the if I could, if I was a cartoon character, I know exactly what would be appearing. My face would turn red, I would stop breathing, and steam would come out of both of my ears, and I would start sounding like a train. You know that imagery, right? Like, that is me when people say that. Why? Because people think that nurses are jerks sometimes. They do. And sometimes we are. I'm not going to lie about that. Sometimes we are. Sometimes, most of the time, we have good reason to be. We deal with a lot, okay? But we are not masochists and we're not sadists. That's the thing. You have just now told me you're in severe pain, but you have also told me in the very next breath that you want to be in pain because you have done nothing to try to stop being in pain. Do you guys see like how this is like absolutely the most ridiculous thing? It gets even worse when I have to deal with children and the child is like actually looking like they're in pain. And we don't obviously ask children like to give us a number because once again, like they don't always have like a reference, but what we do have is a nice handy dandy little chart that has faces on it, and we tell them to point to the face that represents them. What's the one that seems most accurate? And when they are pointing to a face that like is in severe pain, and I turn to the parent and I'm like, "So did you give any Tylenol or ibuprofen?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, seriously, seriously, your child is in pain. You are the parent. You know your child better than I do. To use a stupid chart that they have to point to tell me how they're doing because I don't live with them. I don't know them. And here you are being the parent, the one who like either contributed half of your DNA or you birthed this baby out. And this poor baby is sitting here in pain and you've given them nothing. No wonder why they're crying and screaming and inconsolable and having a bad attitude and looking like they're so uncomfortable and have gone through all this. Like, this does not make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me if it's if it's a human, if it's a grown ass human, or if it's a tiny ass human. It really doesn't make sense to me when it's a tiny ass human. But as a full grown adult, I really should not have to tell you, as another full grown adult, to do something about your pain. Now, I am also a medical intuitive, y'all. And I fully believe that the body is capable of some really amazing, miraculous things. But I also am fully aware that as we are spiritual beings inside of a physical body, physical will overrun you. It will overrun you. So, this is why I tell my clients, if you are in pain, I do not expect that you're going to be able to think or wish yourself out of whatever scenario that you are under, and until you are more comfortable, until what you are experiencing is more tolerable. I don't expect you to go and do all of the higher advanced like philosophical energetic quantum work, how whatever term you want to use, it's all arbitrary anyway, but like whatever term outside of like physicality you want to use. We don't expect you to be able to do that until you are physically comfortable. And sometimes the physical comfort, it does take some time to get there, but to sit and know that you're in pain, to know that you could easily go to Cub, to Walmart, to Target, to Walgreens, to CVS, to whatever pharmacy is near you. Go to the aisle that says pain relief and pick anything in that aisle. Anything. I guarantee you there's at least 5 or 6 things in that aisle alone that you can pick up and buy and take what is on the bottle, what is recommended on the bottle, and it will at the very least, it will start to knock some of that pain down. Now, obviously, exceptions to every rule, but like at least try, least show me that you have enough common sense to try. To try. Now, if something happens to you on the job and you are like, dang, this hurts. I got hurt on the job, and you decide that you're gonna come straight to the emergency room, straight to me after that incident happened, I completely understand why you didn't take anything. I completely understand that. Please say that. This literally happened like 45 minutes ago. I came straight here. Like it happened. I told my boss and I came straight. I got my ass here. That makes sense to me. When you sit and you're like, yeah, so like I've had this pain for like 12 hours and then I say, well, did you take anything? You're like, no. Oh my gosh. Should it really fall to me then to not give you a face that on some level may make you feel like you be stupid? I'm just like, I'm just saying. Really, really, I have so much empathy to give. I have so much compassion to give. Yet common sense is not something that I can give to you. I need people to show up for themselves. Show up for yourself. Please. I actually don't want you to be in pain. I don't. I don't want you to be in pain. I don't want you to be suffering. I don't want you to sit and be thinking, "Oh, what a world, what a world." I want you to at least have some level of tolerability. Because let me tell you a huge secret. As a nurse, it doesn't matter what your pain level is. I'm still going to give you pain medication if you tell me that you're in pain. I know it's this weird thing. I don't care if you've just taken Tylenol. There are other things that I can give you. I am actually going to treat your pain, regardless of whether or not you've taken something or not. That's a huge secret that I feel like most people need to. So PSA, it doesn't matter what number you give. If you tell me you're in pain and you tell me that you want something for pain, I will find something to give you. I will find something to give you. I will advocate for you. I will. I will tell the doctor, Doc, I need you to prescribe or order something for me to give this individual because they're hurting. They say they're hurting. Don't have to, I don't have to believe anything. Nothing. You don't have to try to sway me to your plight. No, no, no. No, you just have to tell me that you are in pain and I will make sure that you get something. I will make sure of it. 100%. No, I may be judging you a little bit if you tell me that your like pain level is a 1 and you really, really want to. There may be a little tiny bit of judgment, but that's my prerogative. I get to do that. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to get you something for pain. I may ask you, is that tolerable for you? But I am going to ask that no matter what the number is. So just know, just know, if you are in pain, please take something. Don't hesitate, medicate, okay? All right. Now that we've got that out of the way, I hope that I see less people coming in telling me that they're in pain and they have not done a damn thing about it because I am going to just temporarily speak for all my brothers and sisters in the beautiful scrubs of any and all colors. It's irritating. It's irritating. We did not sign up to have you be in pain or to hurt you. We actually want to do the opposite. We actually want to help you feel better and get better. But you don't have to be in like the worst shape possible in order to get our help. That is that is ridiculous. Okay? It's a ridiculous thought. So do yourselves a favor. Do yourselves a favor. And look at this. Look, my little thing is going off. There's my 15 minutes. So thank you all for listening to this Shits and Giggles episode. I am so glad you were here. I hope you learned something. I hope you were able to take something away from this. I also hope that you laughed your ass off because truly I think that this is one of the like funniest, stupidest things that we have to deal with in this world. But there is going to be more to come. So join us next time for the next episode of Breath of Life's Conversations. I'll see you next time.